The atmosphere, which was originally filled with strict discipline, commander shouts, and military orders, suddenly changed drastically. Jungkook, one of the global idols who is currently serving his mandatory military service, stood in the middle of the barracks hall. With a soft tone, he began to sing a song that not only changed the atmosphere but also brought tears to the eyes of the soldiers, who were known for being tough and resilient. However, what was even more surprising was the reaction of Jimin, his best friend and groupmate. With a look full of emotion, Jimin suddenly sobbed, holding back tears that seemed to have been buried for so long. Why did this happen? What exactly is behind this moment? Jungkook finally shared a story filled with warmth, pain, and hope. Since these two BTS members joined the military, they have faced various tough challenges that tested their physical and mental toughness. However, despite the immense pressure, both Jungkook and Jimin have managed to show incredible dedication and hard work in every military training they underwent. They, who were once known as idols with fans all over the world, now had to adapt to military life, full of discipline, extreme physical training, and firmness in every aspect. Some time ago, after undergoing close combat training and physical endurance tests, Jungkook and Jimin received outstanding recognition from their division commander. This award was not just a symbol of personal success, but also an acknowledgement of their dedication and fighting spirit in the midst of the tough and challenging life. That moment became a turning point for them in the military, but it turned out the biggest surprise was yet to come. One night, when the break time came, the once noisy barracks, filled with soldiers talking and laughing, suddenly became quiet. Jungkook stood in the middle of the hall and began to sing a song that was so touching. The song was not just an ordinary melody. The soft voice coming from Jungkook's mouth touched every soul that heard it. The soldiers, who were initially busy with their activities, slowly stopped and gathered around, while others stood still, captivated by every word sung. However, when the song reached the chorus, the atmosphere became even more emotional. Some soldiers began to lower their heads, holding back tears that were about to fall. Even the officers, known for their strictness, were seen wiping their eyes, trying to hide their overwhelming emotions. At that moment, Jimin, who was in the corner of the room, appeared to hold back a bitter smile, his eyes speaking more than words. Without many noticing, Jimin's tears began to fall slowly. Why was Jimin so moved? According to some sources present at the scene, the song Jungkook sang was about separation and memories. Each verse sung by Jungkook seemed to remind them that their time in the 5th Division would not last forever. These were the final months for Jungkook and Jimin before completing their mandatory military service. As the end of their service approached, many speculated whether this song symbolized their farewell to the soldiers who had accompanied them for almost 2 years. However, there was one thing that made this moment even more touching: Jimin's expression. After Jungkook finished singing the song, Jimin looked at him with great meaning. A look so deep, as if wanting to express something but choosing to remain silent. Amidst this tension, a big question arose. Was this a sign that their future would change after leaving the military? It cannot be denied that Jungkook and Jimin's return to the entertainment world will be a big moment for BTS fans worldwide. However, with the increasing speculation about their future, questions also arose about what would happen after they complete their national service. Will BTS reunite in its full formation, or will there be significant changes after their return? Since the beginning of their military service, BTS has experienced many changes. Some members have been busy with their solo projects, while others have completed their military service earlier. However, until now, there has been no definitive answer as to when or how BTS will return as a group. The surprise that happened in the 5th Division, with the song sung by Jungkook and Jimin's tears, may just be a symbol of their journey full of struggle, togetherness, and farewell. Before entering the military, Jungkook and Jimin had an extraordinary career together with BTS. They were not just co-workers, but true friends who had been together for more than a decade. Despite living through the challenging military life, both of them continued to show a strong brotherly bond. Whenever there was free time, they were often seen talking together, joking, and supporting each other through tough times. However, despite their strong bond, no one can be sure whether they will reunite after leaving the military. Before enlisting, Jungkook released a hugely successful solo album, while Jimin also received many praises and awards for his solo works. Does this mean they will focus more on their solo careers after they return? Or will they come back together as BTS? With all the circulating speculations, one thing is certain. The moment that night in the 5th division will always be remembered. The song sung by Jungkook not only reminded them of the beautiful moments they had shared together, but also brought them to a big question about the future. Is this the end of their journey together? Or is there something bigger that will come after they complete their service? As one soldier who was present that night said, "We all know that one day they will leave, but when Jungkook sang, it felt like reality hit us directly." Although that moment has passed, its impact is still felt in the 5th division. What will happen after they complete their mandatory military service? Only time will tell. Can we really believe the story we just read? The emotional events that took place at the military camp feel so dramatic, so real, and so moving. But did it really happen as it was told? Or could it just be a fabrication designed to attract public attention and manipulate fans' emotions? After reading this story, perhaps many questions have arisen in our minds. Are the feelings shown by Jungkook and Jimin truly sincere? Or is this just a media game deliberately created to stir up sympathy? Together, we must question everything we receive. Because if there is one thing we can learn from the growing social media phenomenon, it is that not everything that appears on the surface is what really happened. Viral articles, videos produced with great finesse, or dramatic stories circulating on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Can we accept all of these without a doubt? Or perhaps we are too quickly swayed by the emotional side they offer. It is important to remember that in a world full of news that can be produced and polished in such a way, what we read or see could just be a construction meant to boost popularity and clicks. It's crucial for all of us to remember that the entertainment industry, especially involving big stars like Jungkook and Jimin BTS, is full of calculations. Every moment captured by cameras, every word spoken, and every emotion displayed in public is often part of a bigger plan. They may genuinely feel that emotion, but they may also be very aware that a moment like this will move many hearts and increase engagement in the online world. What if we are just part of this big game? How often do we, as fans, become so attached to these stories and ignore the fact that they may have been created for a specific purpose? Is this reality, or just a media sensation blown up to attract attention? We often want to believe in emotional stories, especially when they involve figures we admire. We want to believe that our idols have deep human sides, and we feel closer to them when they show honest emotions. But are we skeptical enough to recheck every detail and reflect on whether there are hidden motives behind this event? Let's think deeper. Why did this story suddenly appear so dramatically? What is the intention behind showing Jungkook singing emotionally and moving many people's hearts, including Jimin, who sobbed? Is this just to show the emotional bond between two friends? Or is there a hidden agenda behind it, perhaps to bring more attention to their military lives, or even to emphasize that they will end this journey in a more touching way? All of this is indeed very moving, but we need to ask, is this another marketing tactic? Furthermore, when we talk about farewells, can we really believe that it is the final signal of their closeness? Or is this just an exaggerated depiction of their journey as a team? BTS has long been known as a group that supports each other and highlights their togetherness. Perhaps there is a deeper meaning behind these emotional moments, or perhaps it is just a construct to show their closeness in the final days of military service. Is it possible that we are faced with a carefully crafted storytelling to influence us? We must be careful when reading articles like this. Social media and the internet do provide a lot of information, but how much of that information can we really verify? It must be acknowledged that most of what we receive comes from platforms that are not always reliable. From TikTok videos produced with emotional background music to narratives circulating on Twitter, all of this can be influenced by who is writing it and what their purpose is. How much can we trust everything we see in the virtual world? Are we critical enough of our sources of information, or are we simply swept away by the emotions and trends that are out there?